Radhe Radhe everyone, and I must say Om Gang Ganapate Namaha, because today I am going to talk about Ketu, the planet Ketu. So Ketu Mahadasha is 7 years long. In this video we are going to understand that what challenges Ketu brings in our lives, and are they really challenges or we are just fearing it unnecessarily. Hello everyone, this is Mansha and I welcome you all once again to my channel. I am continuing with the Saturn series, but this is a different video because I have been receiving lot of queries and consultations regarding the planet Ketu. Many of the people, many of my clients who are coming up to me, they are particularly going through Ketu Mahadasha, and they are even before the Mahadasha is about to begin. They are just the Mercury Mahadasha is ending and they are so fearful of the Ketu Mahadasha that I just can't explain you. Somewhere from the Google or from wherever they have read certain things about Ketu, and now they are so so much in fear and anxiety that they are not able to even sleep properly. So what about the Ketu Mahadasha? See, we must understand that no Mahadasha is there to just give us bad results. No planet is good or bad as such. Of course, I understand that there are certain planets which are malefic in nature and there are certain planets which are benefic in nature, like Jupiter and Venus. They are natural benefic planets. Even Mercury is a benefic planet, and there are planets like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, even Mars and wrong dignity. They are considered to be cruel planets, malefic planets. They are Dushtana houses. But Mahadashas, do you think that the God has given us this this birth, and God has kind of punished us to go through Ketu Mahadasha just as a sort of punishment? No, absolutely not. In fact, Ketu Mahadasha gives us an opportunity to explore the other side of the world. Because see, the general nature of human being is completely different from Ketu. We as human beings want to be attached to things. We want to possess things. Even in love, we want to possess the other person. We like clinging nature. Kabir Singh was such a hit, such a big, even in South and in North India, it was such a big blockbuster because we like possessive love. In fact, possession was a word only invented for property matters. But now, being a possessive lover is a kind of fashionable thing. So the original human nature is completely different from that of Ketu. Ketu is, what is Ketu? First of all, see, Ketu was separated from Rahu. We all know that mythological story, and in fact I really don't like it calling mythology. It is our history. So the Asura Swarbhanu was when Lord Vishnu in the avatar of Mohini was distributing the Amrit, the nectar, then he took he disguised himself as a Devata and tried to have the nectar and actually had it. Okay, one sip of it, had it, and when Sun and Lord Moon complained about it, then Lord Vishnu cut off the head of Swarbhanu, and the head became Rahu and the body became Ketu. Okay, so Ketu, you can understand that Ketu is planet which does not have any sight because it is without head. It's without the head, it is without the mind. So sometimes it is called that when a person is going through Ketu Mahadasha, he or she becomes headless. Because Rahu is on the other side, just 180-degree opposite to it. And Ketu is completely on the different side, diametrically opposite. So now that we know Ketu Mahadasha, how to best utilize it. In this video, we are going to talk about how to best utilize the Ketu Mahadasha. So now I'm going to talk about that how we can best utilize this Ketu Mahadasha. See, utilizing any Mahadasha will be best when we align the energy, our energy, with the energy that that particular planet represents. For example, like Jupiter represents wisdom, right? Jupiter represents wisdom, it represents family, it represents gurus, higher learning, etc. So if you are going through Jupiter Mahadasha, then it is the right time for you to go for higher education. It is also a good time, depending upon your age, to start a family, to plan children during that time, because Jupiter is the Karaka of children, right? Similarly, in case you are going through Venus Mahadasha, then Venus is the Karaka of luxuries, conveniences, relationship in our lives. So, in case your Venus is in good dignity and there are not any malefic impacts or aspects on Venus, then you can think about acquiring property during that time, luxuries particularly, and also start getting into new relationship, meeting new people, dating. You can just align your energy with the energy of the planet. What will happen if you will align your energy with the energy of the planet? Then you will be at ease. If you are controlling your behavior because of any conditioning or because of any so-called morality, then it is not going to work in your favor. Okay, like for example, you are going through Rahu Mahadasha and Rahu is in your 7th house. Then obviously we know that Rahu represents expansion, explosion of the things, wherever Rahu is sitting. So if Rahu is sitting in the 7th house, then you must meet as many people as possible before you settle down with any one person. You should meet as many people as possible. And let me tell you, if somebody wants to say any nonsense thing to me in the comment section, I am okay with that. It doesn't affect me. If your cultural morality or because of societal thing, you have Rahu in the 7th house and there is no benefic aspect of Jupiter in the 7th or Venus in the 7th, then you must explore as many opportunities you get to meet as many people in life as possible before settling down with one person, whether it is about relationship or business, because Rahu is expansion. You have taken birth in this life to experience the results of 7th house of Rahu. And in case because of any morality or any conditioning or so-called sanskar, if you're going to suppress that particular energy, then it is going to give negative results in some other area of life. You might feel frustrated and you might not be able to achieve the best of its results, which Rahu in the 7th can actually give. Now, concentrating on our video on Ketu, I just gave example of Jupiter, Venus and Rahu to explain you that we should align our energy with the energy of the planet. Like Jupiter represents wisdom, so we must acquire wisdom during the Jupiter Mahadasha. Venus represents relationship, so we must try our luck in relationship as much as possible. And even luxuries. And for example, Rahu, wherever Rahu is sitting, then we must be courageous enough to take risk in that particular area of our life. So now coming to Ketu. Now that I've already explained you that Ketu represents isolation, separation, because it was separated from Rahu, right? How Rahu and Ketu came into picture, because they were separated. So the first thing is that they were separated, split. This is what Ketu represents. Ketu represents mysticism. Ketu represents yoga, meditation, occult, tantra. Any kind of occult science, intuition. It represents in developing your intuition. How intuition gets developed? Through meditation. Or if you can't meditate, through chanting. Through, taking the name of whosoever you like as many times as possible. For example, I am the devotee of Sri Hari Vishnu. Then I take his name as many times as possible throughout the day. So if you develop, intuition, spirituality, and work towards mysticism during the Ketu Mahadasha, then it can give you brilliant results. Seriously. And in fact, if you have gone through a good Saturn Mahadasha and Mercury Mahadasha, and now Ketu is coming, then you already prepared, like you have done the hard work that was required for Ketu. Like during the Ketu Mahadasha of Shri Amitabh Bachchan ji, I think he acted in kind of unconventional roles. I think he acted in Chinikam, Nishabd, and Pa, and also he got an opportunity from Hollywood in the Great Gatsby. And so it was not like, Ketu Mahadasha, he was just sitting idle at home. No, he had already gone through his Saturn Mahadasha by the time Ketu reached. So Saturn Mahadasha, he worked hard, he achieved his, big fame. And then Mercury Mahadasha also went kind of well. And Ketu Mahadasha, he did well, fairly well. But like suppose you have taken birth in Mercury Mahadasha and, it just got over. And now in your youth, for example, in your youth, you are just 15 years old, or you're just say in your early 20s, and you're watching this video and you're going through Ketu Mahadasha and you're completely clueless at what the hell is going on, then definitely this video is for you. You consider yourself lucky that you are getting this opportunity at a very early age. To learn spirituality, to learn Bhagavad Gita, or to read at least Srimad Bhagavatam. Because later on in life, when Venus Mahadasha is going to start after Ketu, then you might not get the opportunity to read those, to explore that spiritual side of life. And believe me, the energy that we get, the strength that we get to fight the battles that are there for us during any Mahadasha, whether Venus or Saturn or whatever, difficult Mahadashas, it comes through these spiritual practices. It comes through, and more than religious thing, I think it comes from the spiritual practices, developing our consciousness, and believing that God has given us his or her image. We are born in the image of God, so there is a kind of we have that thing in us, and it is just that we have to develop it. It is just that, over a period of time, different yugas, we have forgotten it. And in the daily hustle and bustle of life, we are forgetting it because we have to make arrangements for the bread and butter and for the other challenges that we have in our life. But these spiritual practices that we do during the Ketu Mahadasha, it actually prepares you for the bigger battle in life. Seriously, like after Venus will get over, you'll get into Sun Mahadasha, and what if your Sun is not nicely placed, or even if your Venus is not nicely placed after Ketu Mahadasha, then things are not going to be so rosy, okay? If Venus is say debilitated. So a good Ketu Mahadasha, if you have gone through a good Ketu Mahadasha and you have developed your spirituality, you have worked hard towards the spiritual things, and you have learned meditation and your intuition, or through meditation or chanting, anything, then you know how to tackle and how to deal with the problems which might come with a problematic Venus, in case your Venus is not in good dignity. So, we understood that any Mahadasha, like particularly Ketu Mahadasha, like as soon as you write Ketu Mahadasha on Google, you will find that, is it going to be bad? Is it going to be good? Ketu Mahadasha, oh my God, whether I'm going to lose all my money. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. It's just that there are certain things which Ketu represents, and those things are completely in contradiction to our understanding of our understanding. Basically, if somebody says that I want to do something in isolation, I want to be detached, I want to practice detached love, or I want to explore the mystical side of love, if suppose somebody tells you these things, you will be like, really? I think you should do something like more which can give you more income, and which is more, say, materialistic in nature. So the natural human tendency is very anti-Ketu. we are very much attached to the results. We are very much clinging. Like whenever we are in love, we want to just possess the other person, that मेरा है और किसी का नहीं है, मेरी है और किसी की नहीं है, like that. So that particular nature is very anti Ketu. So if you are ready, like how your Ketu Mahadasha can be good. So this part I'll be explaining. So if you're ready to practice a kind of love which the lotus flower has for the muddy water, like the lotus flower grows in muddy water, but it remains detached from that muddy water. It's there in that muddy water, but it is completely detached. There's a complete separation from the muddy water, as you can see in this picture. Like lotus flower is there and the muddy water is also there, but they are completely detached. So if you're like really okay to practice a kind of love which is detached kind of love, or you're okay to practice detachment in general, like if you are okay with an attitude of detachment, then Ketu Mahadasha will be good for you. Absolutely, it will be good for you. Also, second point, if you are ready to explore the spiritual side of life, if you are ready to explore your intuition, that how deep you can develop your intuition, then Ketu Mahadasha will be best for you. Third, if you want to do some certain things in yoga, chanting, meditation, you want to develop your spirituality, for the upcoming Mahadashas, for the upcoming Venus Mahadasha, Sun Mahadasha, like that, then also Ketu Mahadasha will be very, very good for you. If you have also used your Saturn Mahadasha and Mercury Mahadasha properly, and you are entering into Ketu Mahadasha with an attitude of detachment, with an attitude of letting go, that okay, if somebody wants to stay with me, fine. If somebody doesn't want to stay with me, okay, tata, bye bye. I have no ill will against that person. I will I will go with an attitude of letting go. I will go with an attitude of detachment, and I'll just do my own karma, then Ketu Mahadasha will be good for you. Also, if you are ready to explore the mystical side of life, which remains covered most of the time, because Ketu rules Scorpio, right? Ketu rules Scorpio along with Mars, and Scorpio is the sign which represents the dark secrets and the mystical side, the death and longevity, the 8th house basically. If you are ready to explore that, ready to jump into that area, then Ketu Mahadasha is going to be super for you. And also, it's just that if regarding earning of wealth, you can definitely earn wealth during all, in all the areas that I've just explained. You can earn wealth in medicines, health sector, or doing this occult practices, astrology, tarot card reading, numerology, or even not that, then you can just continue doing what you are doing. Like if you're a lawyer, like I gave the example of Amitabh Bachchan. So Amitabh Bachchan didn't start doing astrology during his Ketu Mahadasha. He was an actor during his Saturn Mahadasha and acted well. He did like really hard during his Saturn Mahadasha and in Mercury Mahadasha as well. So in Ketu Mahadasha also he did fairly unconventional movies, and it went well. The 7 years period went well. So you can continue doing what you're doing. It's just that if you want to be at ease and not be in a diseased state of mind, then you have to have an attitude of letting go. You have to have an attitude of detachment. See, we shouldn't forget that Ketu is the experience that we are bringing from past life. We all know that. Like Ketu, wherever Ketu is sitting, like my Ketu is in 12th house. So I used to meet, like in my childhood, I used to meet astrologers, and they used to say that you will be very much inclined towards the spiritual side of life after a point of time. I used to like, okay, fine, whatever. But then I realized that, there are certain things, like I was already having an experience of it when I started astrology. I thought that I know this science, I know this science. It is something which is coming from some past lives. This is my experience, and it's just like, it's now a cakewalk for me, and if I do it. But obviously, since Rahu is in Capricorn, so I also have that, Rahu is in Capricorn, and in case I go through Rahu Mahadasha, then my main, since Rahu is the reason that why we have taken birth. Ketu is our past experience, our past life experience, but Rahu is the reason that why we have taken birth. In fact, you are very lucky in case you are going through Rahu Mahadasha, because how many of us get a chance to live that Rahu Mahadasha? Like in my life, I have taken birth in Jupiter Mahadasha, and I don't think so that until unless I live for like really a long life, I'll get to live Rahu Mahadasha again. Okay, because I was I took birth, and then for 6 years it was Jupiter Mahadasha, and then Saturn Mahadasha started. So Rahu is the reason that why we have taken birth. Rahu is the reason that it is our unfulfilled desire from past life, that in that area of life we couldn't do much, and that's why we have taken this birth. That's what is Rahu. Ketu is what? It is our past experience. It is our experience from past life that we are bringing in this life. So it is, you already have expertise in that area. It's just that you have to again realize that it's my expertise area, man or woman, and I'm gonna go with an attitude of detachment and letting go, and I'm gonna do my best in that area and not get feared by these names here, Saturn Mahadasha, Ketu Mahadasha, or Rahu Mahadasha, like that. You're going to go, enter the Ketu Mahadasha with an attitude of letting go and detachment, and it is going to go like really well if you align your energy with Ketu. Like Ketu represents isolation, separation, spirituality, mysticism, then you have to work whatever job you are doing, whatever business you are doing, or whatever work you are doing. You can develop all these spiritual things that I told you, or mystical side of life, or occult science of life, a side of life, if you want to. And even if you don't want to do that, you just want to practice or continue your job. Like I know somebody who is working with me, and he's going through his Ketu Mahadasha, and he's doing fairly well. He hasn't lost his job. His Ketu is in 7th house. He hasn't had, he has not gone through his divorce or anything like that. His relationship is also going fine. Ketu is in good dignity. Yeah, of course, sometimes he feels that, what is going on in life. He's kind of clueless at times, that because of that illusion, that Rahu Ketu represents illusion. So always he feels that, what is going on in life. Like in these 7 years, he's about to end his Ketu Mahadasha now, and he'll be entering Venus Mahadasha soon, and Venus is also in nice dignity in the 5th house. So, it was not like, very tough for him, and he did not lose his job, and not even relationship. Nothing happened. It's just, in fact, what happened, he was telling me, and he was sharing his experiences with me, and he told me that, earlier he used to, he was a non-vegetarian, and during the Ketu Mahadasha, he became a vegetarian. He was an alcoholic, he was a smoker, etc. And now he is like completely vegetarian, and he has left alcohol long time ago, as soon as Ketu Mahadasha started, and no cigarette at all. And, he became so spiritual. So he just aligned his energy as Ketu is, and he just aligned his energy, as Ketu wanted. So he aligned his energy. So it's still, because Ketu and Rahu and Ketu, they are like malefic in nature. They are there to create the illusion. They are they cause the eclipse, lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. So of course they create illusion, but we cannot forget that Ketu is the most spiritual planet. Ketu is a planet which takes us into isolation, and in isolation only, in a party, we can't we can't relate ourselves to God. Only when we are alone, and only when we are left out, we kind of remember God. That's the harsh reality. Nobody remembers God in a party generally, like in a pub you're remembering God. Like sometimes it happens, but that's rare. So that's obviously rare, but in isolation, in separation, like whosoever has a Kundalini awakening kind of experiences, if you want to experience, this Ketu Mahadasha is the best time, to do that. And whosoever has experience Kundli awakening, they know they have gained control over their sense organs, and that's the only game of life if you have gained control over your sense organs. So what more is needed, right? So I hope this was helpful. And now I'm gonna talk about the remedies, right? So there are certain things that you can do to get good results of Ketu. And the first thing to start with is that you can worship Lord Ganesha, because Lord Ganesha, if you remember the history of Ganesh Bhagwan, that his head was also cut off by Bhagwan Shiv Shankar. So Bhagwan Shri Ganesh is represented, is associated with the planet Ketu. Okay, so if you worship on Wednesday Bhagwan Shri Ganesh and chant his Mool mantra, I'll just chant it for you. Okay, you can note it down. I'll try to post it in the comment section. So I'll just chant it for you. The Ganesh ji Mool mantra. Okay. Om Shreem Dhreem Kleem Glong Ganganapate Varvarada Sarvajanam Me Vashmanaya Swaha Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So even if you'll write just on the Google or on YouTube that Ganesh Gayatri mantra, this mantra will get played, and it's in a very melodious voice of I'm forgetting the name of the singer. So regular chanting of Ganesh Bhagwan Gayatri mantra. And if it is possible for you, then on Wednesday you can offer Dhurva. Okay, you can see it in the image here, that basically Ganesh Bhagwan, he loves that. So you can offer Ganesh Bhagwan this Dhurva, and it will definitely give you good results of Ketu. The thing is that Ganesh Bhagwan is Vigna Harta and Buddhi, the god of wisdom, so he is considered to be very wise, very, very wise. So in fact, in astrology, he is supposed to be also the lord of astrology. Okay, so whatever, we are able to understand our planets and the yogas and whatever is there in the astrologies because of Ganesh Bhagwan. So if you since during the time of Ketu, what happens is that Ketu is headless and it doesn't have any sight, it doesn't have any mind, then we become headless in sometimes in our actions, and particularly if you are taking actions for in investment banking or in property matters, because Ketu Mahadasha is not the time for property matters, right? If you're taking decision, during the Ketu Mahadasha, you have decided that no, I'll buy the property during this Mahadasha only, then obviously you are not aligning your energy with Ketu Mahadasha. If you really have got a good offer for buying that property, buy it in the name of a person who has a better Mahadasha than you. That's the first thing. Second thing, because see, Ketu will be followed by Venus, so you can obviously buy that property after Ketu Mahadasha, and in case it is such a big offer and you're going to lose that offer, then you can buy it in the name of somebody who has a better Mahadasha than you, because Ketu does not represent possessing property, definitely. So if you're going to do anything which is against the nature of Ketu, then you can't complain that Ketu is not giving you positive results, right? No, it is basic understanding. Similarly, if in Ketu represents split, Ketu represents separation. If at that time, if during the time of Ketu Mahadasha, if you're entering into relationship thinking that it is not going to end, and it is going to continue till 7 births, then you are fooling yourself and also fooling the other individual. And that's how astrology helps us. So anyway, I was just saying about the remedies. The first remedy is to worship Bhagwan Shri Ganesh. And in case if it is possible for you, then you can also worship Ma Dhumavati, and Ma Dhumavati is associated with planet Ketu, and I will also write her mantra in the description of this video. and she will definitely help you if you will regularly chant the mantras. She is extremely powerful goddess, and she will definitely help you during the Ketu Mahadasha. So these are the two deities that you can worship during the Ketu Mahadasha. And Ketu is also, like any form of Ma Durga, is considered to be associated with Ketu Mahadasha. So in case you are not able to worship Ma Dhumavati, then you can just worship you can just worship Ma in any form. You can start chanting the mantras from Durga Saptati, and it will help you, because particularly the mantras that are there, like the Bij mantras that are there, it represents all the planets. So in fact all planets will get the blessings of Ma. So these are the two remedies that you can do for Ketu, and of course the practical remedies that I told you are meditation and chanting. See, why I always say meditation and chanting together, because I know that there are many people who are not able to calm their mind and quiet their mind, because there are so many thoughts going on in the mind, and how it is possible, to sit with a completely, in a completely quiet state. So what they can do is that they can practice transcendental meditation. I've already explained about transcendental meditation in my video on Vish Yoga, and in that video I have talked about Saturn and Moon conjunction, basically forming a Vish Yoga. So those who are not able to calm their mind, those who are not able to make their mind quiet, what they can do, they can practice transcendental meditation. It's a very simple technique of meditation, that you simply chant the name of God. Like ISKCON people, they say that Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So you chant that this particular mantra for say 5 minutes, or you chant any other mantra you like, any other Hanumanji mantra, Ganesh Bhagwan mantra, any mantra you like, okay? So you just chant it for starting with for 5 minutes. If you're not able to do meditation properly, then you can just chant these mantras, and that will be called as transcendental meditation. So from 5 minutes you can increase to 10 minutes and 15 minutes, and later on when you'll be able to sit properly at a particular place for 15 minutes chanting these mantras, then sooner you will develop a habit. By regular practice and regular chanting of these mantras, you will be able to develop your meditation technique also. You will be able to meditate also. You'll be able to calm your mind, make your mind quiet, and that chattering in the mind will also stop. So definitely I will suggest you that you do meditation and chanting in case you're going through Ketu Mahadasha. And the first remedy that I told you, that worshipping Bhagwan Shri Ganesh Ji and worshipping Ma Dhumavati, and doing chanting and meditation, these are the best things. And even fourth thing is yet yoga, that you can do yoga, because yoga is something which is completely in the energy of yoga, and the Ketu's energy is completely in sync with each other. So if you do yoga, definitely it will be very, very helpful, and you will not have any Ketu Mahadasha. It will not affect your health negatively, okay? So in case you're not able to do yoga because of reasons, because of any other reasons, then you can just go for a walk in the morning and in the evening with your dog, or because dog also represents Ketu. So obviously if you don't have a pet, then I am not asking you to buy a pet and just for this purpose, but in case you already have a dog and you like dogs, then you can go for a walk with them. Or you can if you don't have a pet at home, then you can feed dogs, because feeding dogs is also a remedy for planet Ketu. So I hope this helps, and this is a long video because I really wanted to cover all the myths and all the confusion surrounding this topic, Ketu Mahadasha. And I hope it has helped people who are going through Ketu Mahadasha. And the good news is that whatever I have said in this video, in case you don't have time to watch this complete video, then you can actually go to my website, which is flashing over here, and read my complete article on Ketu Mahadasha. I have written a very very explanatory article on Ketu Mahadasha covering each and every point, and you will not find that article on Google because it is written from a very different perspective, from a different approach, from my approach, from obviously from my unique understanding. So you will I'm definitely sure that you will like it. So you can go to my website and read my article regarding the Ketu Mahadasha, and which I'll be posting after posting this video. And you can also book your consultations in case you are going to Ketu Mahadasha, or in case you are going to any Mahadasha, but you want to know about your Kundli, want to know about your strengths and the challenges in your chart, want to know the relationship compatibility with your partner, want to know about your career, education, health, anything, then you can go to this website. You can also email to me on my email address, which is flashing over here. And I hope you like this video. In case you did, then give a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are going to Ketu Mahadasha, and those who like astrology, and follow me for more, because I am going to come up I'm going to complete the Saturn series very soon. I know that Saturn in Leo is pending, but since Ketu, so many people were like after me for posting this Ketu Mahadasha video. So, I had to make space and adjust and accommodate Ketu Mahadasha in between the Saturn series that is already going, okay? So, in case you're going to Ketu Mahadasha, then do comment below and let me know where your Ketu is, placed, and how it is giving you results. And in case you're going to Ketu Mahadasha, you have any queries, you have any questions, that you can book your consultation on my website and email address as explained before. You can also read my articles on my website, and I hope you will enjoy those articles. In case you have any queries, please comment below. I reply to each and every comment, okay? Thank you so much for watching once again, and keep saying Hare Krishna, Hare Rama always. Jai Shri Krishna.